Join us today on Walk with History from Devil's Tower, Wyoming. The name Devil's Tower originated in 1875 on an expedition led by Colonel Richard Irving Dodge when his interpreter misinterpreted something as Bad God's Tower. So bad God would be the devil, so Bad God's Tower is a Devil's Tower. All signs in the Eric say Devil's Tower without the apostrophe. Devil's Tower you see behind me, it was the first United States national monument, established September 24th, 1906 by President Theodore Roosevelt. And now the area here that is a national park encompasses a little over 1,300 acres. Native American myths about Devil's Tower. There's two big ones, one Lakota, one Sioux. The Lakota one is two girls were running away from bears and got to the tower and prayed to the Great Spirit, and the tower raised and the bears scratched the side of the tower and they couldn't get them, and then the girls prayed and they became the stars in the sky. The other one is two Sioux boys who were running from one big bear who's had talons like teepee poles. He chased them and they also prayed, and he scratched the side of the tower, and an eagle came and took them back to their village. So all climbers that climb Devil's Tower, you see the have to go register in the morning and register when they get back. You're only allowed to climb in one day. You cannot stay overnight on the top. But most people will ascend and then come down. Relatively easy climb on some sides, harder climb on other sides, but it should be a one-day turnaround climb. So these are some of the things. This is a cam. This will go into the cracks. You can pull it to make it small, and then you put it into a crack, it'll expand. And this is what you hook your carabiner onto, and then you're gonna put your rope into the carabiner. And this is how you're gonna climb. This is what's gonna hook onto you, or someone who's belaying you. This is gonna tighten up if they fall. You're gonna carry a whole rack of these with you. See how the climber has a rack? You carry a rack with you, and then the climber who comes up after you will clean as you go. And my husband's a big wall climber.
Okay.
So I know a ton about climbing. So I'm kind of explaining a little bit about it.
Cool.
But yeah.
Thank you.
This is probably an homage to the famous movie filmed here, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The little alien here. Stories about Devil's Tower, but the two most popular ones are Lakota and Sioux. And the Lakota is with the girls that run away from the bears, and the Sioux are the boy warriors who run away from the bear, the big bear. And they're kind of depicted here in this sign outside of the front of Devil's Tower. So you can see this looks like the Sioux story with the bigger bear with the claws like teepee poles, right? Because look how tall he is compared to the tower. So it's probably more on the Sioux story. Now, again, the American Indians have a name for Devil's Tower. It's not Devil's Tower. It's Bear Lodge is the more common translation of it. And there has been some talk about changing it to that name, but it has never passed, and Devil's Tower has always kind of stuck. Growing up here in Wyoming, this was a place that everybody wanted to come and visit, but it is really an amazing thing to see in person because it does stand out in the middle of nowhere. The Native American stories that surround it have always been so powerful. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and if you know me, on to our next Walk with History. Here's my family. Here's the Walk with History family, looking at the tower.